Hey, good day to you. This is Todd. I am a regular dude walking in the Word. Hey, today it's entitled what we're talking about today. Yes, God is where you are not expecting Him to be. Okay, we're going through Genesis here, and we're in the story right now where Jacob has fled from his brother Esau, really, and he's in the desert, going to really to where Laban is living, and he knows he has some daughters there. So he's headed there, and he'd be discouraged. He's really leaving with with not much. The Bible doesn't record he went with a whole entourage. It really just himself. Okay, so similar to if I'm going backpacking and traveling, I'm just walking with my backpack and so forth. Okay, and it's obvious he didn't have like a tent and all that, and camels, because you'll read later, he's not going to the well to water his camels. He's taking care of other animals. And also, he doesn't have a place to lay his head. He finds a rock to lay his head. So, anyway, he doesn't have the tent and all that stuff. So, he would be discouraged at this point, fleeing here. And so let's see what happens here. It's Genesis 28, what we're reading today, verses 10 through 17. So Genesis 28, 10 through 17, and you can follow along in your Bibles here. It says this: Jacob left Beersheba and set out for Haran. When he reached a certain place, he stopped for the night because the sun had set. Taking one of the stones from there, he put it under his head and lay down to sleep. He had a dream in which he saw a stairway resting on the earth with its top reaching to heaven. And the angels of God were ascending and descending on it. Okay? There above it stood the Lord, and he said, I am the Lord, the God of your father Abraham, the God of Isaac. I will give you and your descendants the land on which you are lying. Your descendants will be like the dust of the earth, and you will spread out to the west and to the east and all the north and to the south. All the peoples on the earth will be blessed through you and your offspring. I am with you and will watch over you wherever you go, and I will bring you back to this land. I will not leave you until I have done what I have promised you. When Jacob awoke from his sleep, he thought, surely the Lord is in this place, and I was not aware of it. He was afraid and said, how awesome is this place! This is none other than the house of God. This is the gate of heaven. Okay. So in this passage, we read this and we read this promise and we kind of blow over it and go, oh yeah, we've heard that promise before. You've heard that promise given to Abraham. Okay. And quite a bit to Abraham. The same type of promise here. Okay. Many times given to Abraham. Okay. But this is the first time it's given to Jacob. This is really the first time God talks to Jacob here, okay? He's always interacting with his father and mother, and he was, up to this point, he was really a conniver, okay, in doing things deceitfully. But here, God talks to him, and you're going to see, we're going to get to it tomorrow. This is where he changes his ways, really, okay, on his journey. And sometimes it's like, you got to get to the bottom to reach out to God. Okay, this happens quite a bit. That you're at the lowest point of your life, and then that's when you turn to God. And that's what happened here. He's at pretty much the lowest point of his life. When he was living at home, he had everything. Okay, all his needs were taken care of there. But here, he's out in the desert. Traveling and fleeing really for his life. Okay, so he didn't, and the Bible doesn't record he had much. Okay, not even a place to lay his head. So he lays his head on a rock. Okay, talk about uncomfortable. That's when I'm out backpacking, I'm trying to find like the perfect pillow that's the lightest thing and to carry and all that. But this guy, he was had the rock. So, but God gives him this promise, and then that's when Jacob turns, to follow him. And let me reread verses 16 and 17. When Jacob awoke from his sleep, he thought that surely the Lord is in this place, and I was not aware of it. He's like, The Lord was here, and I wasn't aware of it. The Lord was with him all the way, okay? But it wasn't a part of his life, the awareness of God in him, in his life. And a lot of times we are that way. We're walking through our daily lives, and we're not aware of God's presence in our life, okay? Let me close with a miracle that happened this week, okay? And this had to be God for the way this all happened out, okay? So I was doing a job in Venice, and I had stopped at a Speedway gas station to get gas, and then I went inside and got a drink and some sandwiches, okay, 2 hamburgers. So I went in there and I got my gas, and then I got my hamburgers and drink, walked up to the cash register, took out my wallet and paid for it. And then I put my wallet back in my pocket, my back pocket, and chit-chatted with the lady a little bit, and then left, okay? And when I got out to the truck, I opened up my hamburger and got that ready to eat, and I think I was messing with the radio too, getting an audiobook ready to listen to and stuff like that. So I hadn't pulled out right away. I'm just getting ready to pull out, and I have the truck started, and I see the cashier walk out, and she's holding up my wallet, and I check, and my wallet's not in my pocket. I'm like, oh, that's odd. And so I walked up to her, and she said, I got your wallet. She said, when you left, you must have fallen out of your pocket, and I must have put it in my back pocket, thinking it was in my back pocket, but it wasn't in my back pocket. It just fell to the floor. She said, the guy that came in after you saw the wallet there on the ground, picked it up and gave it to me. I opened it up, and your business card was right up front, and then she knew it was me. I had been wearing a shirt like I'm wearing right now, a cross carpet cleaning. The card was cross carpet cleaning, and she walked out, and on the front of the truck it says cross carpet cleaning. So she knew to connect all the dots. And so it was a miracle that all worked out that way. First of all, that I was wearing the shirt, that I had cards in the wallet, I had the truck that was identified, and all that stuff. All that stuff worked out. And I'm going through life in that day thinking, oh, I'm just living my life. But God had his hand in my life that whole day. And it took me that little event to like, man, God, you're really watching out for me. Even in this unholy Speedway gas station, okay? And that's the way Jacob is here. He's in this desert, and he's walking along, and this happens to him. And he's like, wow, God, you're even in this place here. This is amazing. So the point here today is, yes, God is where you're not expecting him to be. You're not expecting him to be in the desert, okay? And I sure wasn't expecting him to be at the Speedway gas station. Thanks for watching. I'm just a regular dude walking in the Word, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we continue our journey through the book of Genesis. Lord's blessing. I'll see you then.